clothes or drove different cars. Scarlett's mother spoke to people who weren't there. Hallucinations plagued her. And though Scarlett seemed normal to everyone else, she sometimes wondered if she too was different somehow. An insecure teenage girl. Shocker. It wasn't her hair or her clothes that made her feel out of place, though. Something else sent an off feeling through Scarlett. Something she couldn't quite put a finger on. She fit in well enough with her classmates. She was liked by most, guys especially. The attention from them made her buzz inside. Sometimes too much. The more they wanted her, the more energized she felt, as if she could absorb the lust radiating from them. A shrink would probably say she had daddy issues or something. Well, lack of daddy issues, since she'd never met her father and knew absolutely nothing about him. Now she didn't even have a mother. With only silence to listen to, she lost herself in memories. Her mother's body sprawled on the ground with limbs in unnatural positions, blood pooled at her sides. Nausea hit Scarlett. She tried to think of anything else, but the memory consumed her as it had so many times. As hard as she tried, she couldn't forget the image. Her mother's upturned wrists revealed a vertical slit on each arm. Suicide. An aura of sorrow, anger, and guilt always surrounded graveyards, an emotional feast for Cade. He had spent the weekend practicing his battle skills, and now his magic ran low. His mother discouraged him leaving Faerie, the Fae realm, so often. He wasn't as protected outside the summer court, but Cade found human emotion the most fulfilling. Most humans in his realm were servants who had exchanged their freedom for the kind of release only the Fae could offer, their emotions already numbed by someone else. So, from time to time, Cade came to the mortal world to find untouched rage, sorrow, elation, and any other strong feelings to refuel. A young woman sat along one of the newer graves, her strawberry blonde curls swaying in the breeze. The wind carried the warm scent of her freshly shampooed hair. He'd seen her before, always placing a single rose onto the earth. He'd fed from her emotion, but it didn't satisfy him. She had sadness, sure, but nothing more than a small first course. Likely one of those optimistic types who saw the good in everything, even death. What good there was in dying, Cade didn't know. The Fae could die, but they didn't suffer from disease or old age as often or as soon as humans did. Usually there were others visiting the buried bodies, but today there was no one else. Perhaps the dark gray clouds rolling into town scared the humans away. Cade didn't understand why humans spent so much of their time and their feelings on the dead. But grief was a strong emotion, and an easy source of replenishment. The girl gently set a yellow rose down on the ground in front of the headstone. Cade was about to give up and try a bar instead. Alcohol stimulated emotion, and people could be found there, even in the middle of the day, drinking away their problems, as if puking somehow purged their sorrows. As he scanned the graveyard one last time, he noticed movement on top of the hill above. Another young woman sat there. She peered down the hill, still. Within a blink of the eye, Cade evanesced himself to the girl. Even though he wore his invisible glamour, he kept his distance and hid behind a tree, its branches grazing his skin. The girl shared a resemblance to the other. Both had light blue eyes and freckles sprinkled across their noses. But this girl's hair was a dark brown, the opposite of the light tone of the other. And unlike the other girl, a surge of emotion surrounded her. Cade inhaled slowly, allowing his aura to absorb her feelings. Sadness, fear, and guilt mixed. This girl was avoiding something. Cade had never tasted such intense turmoil. It hit her quickly, the hole in her soul. Like a chipped windshield, once cracked, the pain spread and flooded Scarlett.